I spend a lot of time looking at websites. I'm a website designer. But as I do, I see the same two problems everywhere. On one side, you have these really beautiful websites that look like they have been designed to a T with this beautiful photography, perfect colors, gorgeous typography, the ones that get me really excited. But when I dig into their analytics, maybe they're getting 10 visitors or less a month from Google. No one can find them. And on the other side, you've got that SEO monster website. I have seen so many of these, and I don't know if you can relate to this, but they look like they were built in 1999. It looks like it was content that was written by a robot, and I'm talking before AI. You will see that the words are repeated over and over because there's a lot of keyword stuffing and it doesn't make sense. Visitors get on that website and they immediately think this looks kind of sketchy. They're getting a lot of traffic, but no one is actually sticking around to take that next step. And here's what no one's talking about. SEO isn't just about getting found anymore. It's about getting found by the right people and encouraging them to actually hire you when they get to your website. And Google rewards websites that people actually use and enjoy. So if you've ever heard that you need to choose between a website that looks really beautiful or one that actually works for your business, today I'm going to talk about why that's not true and how you can create a website that both your dream clients and Google will love. Welcome to Website Design Made Simple, the podcast for busy small business owners who want a high-performing website that converts and sells their offers, even while they're sleeping. Because you deserve to have a strategic and beautiful website that truly represents your brand and positions you as the expert that you are. I'm your host, Jenny B, web designer and creative director at Jenny B Designs, where we believe that your website is the one thing that makes you sales and builds your brand at the same time. Ready to say goodbye to a website that you're embarrassed to share? And hello to a money-making, personality-packed powerhouse? Let's head into today's episode. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. I am thrilled that you are joining today for this fun discussion on SEO. Today's episode was inspired by a blog post that I wrote last year talking about why your website doesn't have to make a choice between SEO or beautiful design. Before I get into chatting about SEO and beautiful design, a quick introduction for those who are first-time listeners or for those who are welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Jenny B, and I own Jenny B Designs. We are a brand and web design studio, and my passion is helping small business owners build beautiful and strategic websites that attract your ideal clients and make you money. And I do this from top to bottom website designs, website redesigns, as well as offering website audits and coaching calls for those who have a website, but it's not currently working for them and they want it to work a little bit better. Okay, we're going to talk about the two different sides of the coin, the beautiful website that has no SEO traffic and the one that is built for search engines that's getting the traffic but isn't doing its thing. The first one, the beautiful but invisible. This one has the beautiful design. You see everything is just gorgeous, breathtaking. The imagery, the colors, the typography, everything works in harmony. Maybe there are some simple animations, things like that, but it is getting zero Google traffic. Nothing is getting sent over to them. It's all style, but no search. The investment on this website was made in its looks, but not in being found on Google. It's like having the most beautiful store with absolutely gorgeous items, but no one in town is coming to visit. Then on the opposite side of the coin, you have the one that is super ugly, that looks like it was built in 1999. I see a lot of these, and they're still around because they are doing so well in search. It shows up on Google because it has had keywords stuffed in it every single place that you can think of. When you read it, it sounds like a robot having a stroke wrote it because it has all keywords and locations and things are repeated and you're kind of questioning yourself, wait, what? Like, does that make sense? And people click over to it and a lot of times immediately leave because of what I just told you. It has a lot of good SEO, but it's wasted on this bad first impressions. And first impressions matter. We have 3 seconds or less when someone lands there. And it's like having a beautiful location for your shop right in downtown, whatever town you live in, but a disgusting storefront. No one wants to go there. Okay? Why both approaches fail? It's because that beautiful site, it's not getting traffic. And the ugly site is getting traffic, but they don't convert. Both are leaving money on the table. That beautiful site, when someone goes there, they probably are converting, but they're getting a lot fewer people because they're not being found in search. In the ugly one, it's getting people from search, but they're not taking the action because it's just not pleasing to them. Google notices when people hate your site. What does Google actually want now? As I'm recording this, it is 2025, the end of 2025, and it is constantly changing. But I think we've seen this progression of what Google wants over the last few years. Google wants to know if people like your site. And how do they know this? If someone stays on your site or if they leave immediately. And if you have a slow website or an ugly website, even if it has keywords, you're going to get penalized for that. Beautiful sites need to load fast and they will get rewarded. Google wants people to have good experiences. The things that Google watches is how fast your site loads. And I'm interrupting this episode to ask you a question. Is your website working as hard as you are? You've invested in a website, but if visitors aren't becoming paying clients, something's missing. My website audit is a professional review where I will analyze your site and identify exactly what's blocking conversions. You'll get a prioritized action plan with specific changes to turn more browsers into buyers. So stop guessing what's wrong and get some clear answers. Book your website audit today. The link is in the show notes. Now back to the episode. Talk about what this means and what you can do to make it work. But how fast your site loads, how long people are staying on there, whether they click to other pages, what their user journey is, and if they come back. That's what Google is looking at. And if you have a beautiful site or a really well-designed site, it's going to have better engagement. Sites with not so great design are going to have higher bounce rates. People are going to come and are going to leave. And Google will see this and adjust rankings accordingly. Now, how do you make Google happy? I talked about speed. What does that mean? How does that translate to your site? If you have a beautiful site, you have lots of images there, ensuring that they are properly compressed. Last episode was actually all about this, the website images killing your SEO and how to fix them, episode 98. You can go one episode back and listen to it if you didn't catch it. But ensuring that those images are properly compressed, that they're not large. Having a clean design that loads fast, nothing too sophisticated or over the top. If you're using a little bit of animation here or there, making sure that it is just simple and it's not adding too much bloat to your website that causes it to load slower. A mobile site that actually works, that's important. People come to you on their phone. Does your phone version or your iPad version, your tablet version work? Can people get access to what they need to do? Click those buttons, see those images, but have a more swift user experience. And is there anything fancy that's slowing things down? Like I mentioned before, the animations. That is how you can start with speed. Having a design that serves search engine optimization. What does that translate to? I gave the examples of a beautiful site and a site that is ugly but is getting people over from search. We want to marry the two. And this comes in the form of your copy and your user experience. In terms of copy, the headlines that you have in that hero section, we want them to be pretty, speaking to your ideal client, getting to the heart of what they're looking for, but also have keywords in there. And you don't have to keyword stuff, meaning that you put all the keywords that you possibly can in there, but ensuring that there are a few, especially in your H1, so that Google knows what this page is about. We want to marry the two, the pretty and the keyword. The navigation that you have at the top of your page needs to look good, be simple for user experience. I tend to share, I like to see 5 items or less up at the top in the navigation. Simple navigation, driving people to what we want them to do. And this makes sense to Google. Google looks at your navigation. These are the main pages. I'm a website designer. Under my services, I have website design, website audit. I have a DIY course. People know, and Google knows, what it is I'm offering. It does 2 things at once. The images that you have need to be beautiful and show the benefits of what you are going to give to your clients and make sense to Google. And by doing that, it has the proper alt text. And if you don't know what that means, go listen to the last episode and I talked about that. It helps Google identify your pictures and then put into context what you do. And then your content, what's on that website, it needs to be engaging and answer search questions. You don't just need to list the search questions, because sometimes you'll see those SEO optimized sites just have random headlines that are questions. And it's like, I'm reading content, but then you've got a question in there. It just doesn't make sense. But if your content answers the search questions and it's engaging and you do this in a way that works and makes sense, Google will notice that. And every design choice that you have on your website should help your user experience. When I'm designing, I do love to say that I like to marry beauty and strategy. I am looking to have a beautiful website, but at the same time, the strategy is, how is my potential client going to navigate this site? And if it makes sense for my potential client, it also makes sense for Google. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We need to stop thinking about SEO and beautiful design as separate things. They work hand in hand. Ask yourself this question: does this help people and search engines? If it helps people, it's going to help search engines. You want to marry the two. That is my little spiel on website design, beautiful design, and SEO. I think we can marry the two. And when we focus too much on one or the other, we get a website that just doesn't work. It doesn't do all the things that it needs to do around the clock 24/7. I put together a few things that you can do, in the next few days if you want, that will help you make sure that Google is noticing your website and that you have everything aligned. The quick win, if you listen to last week's episode, is think about compressing some of those important images that you have on your hero section, on your services page. If you've got a blog post that you're getting a lot of traffic to, compress those images if they haven't already. When you write your headline for that hero section, sound human, but make sure it includes a keyword in that H1. And a keyword could just be, for me, website designer. That's a keyword. Doesn't have to be ultra sophisticated, but ensuring that I have that keyword in my H1 on my homepage. That will help both the user understand what I do and Google understand what I do. And then you can check and make sure your site looks good on phones, mobile. Just do a quick mobile check. People can get what they want. They can click the buttons. The navigation is clear. Those 3 things can really help make a difference if you want to take a few minutes and check that on your website. So to close this all out, I don't think Google wants you to choose between beautiful and functional anymore. They want websites that people actually enjoy using. Stop thinking that you have to pick a side. Make your website both beautiful and findable, and you will be so excited about what can happen to your business. Now, if you're not sure if your website is findable in Google, or you have a decent looking website you want to marry SEO, or if you have it being found in search, but it's not user friendly, then it might be time to have someone look at your website and share with you what you can do to make it a little bit better. I offer website audits, and together we can look at your website and I will share with you some recommendations that you can put into place to make your website work a little bit better for you. You can find more about that in the link in the show notes. And until next time, I will talk to you then. And that wraps up another episode of Website Design Made Simple. I hope you found the insights shared in this episode valuable and takes you one step closer to creating a website that attracts more of your ideal clients and builds your brand. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify. Your review will help us reach more small business owners like you who are ready to make more money with their website. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.